Hello, welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Tribe. My name is Jay, and we're on a journey through the chakras. So today we're going to be going into chakra number 2, which is Swadhisthana. So Swadhisthana is located in your pelvis, and this is referred to as the sweet chakra. So you might visualize an orange flower or lava. It's represented by the element of water, and it's all about getting into the flow of life. So learning how to express ourselves in our relationships to everyone else around us. So in the first chakra, we learned how to connect to ourselves. Now we're connecting outside of ourselves, and this can be a really difficult thing to do. Many of us express ourselves to please others. Others hide themselves to please others. This chakra is all about expressing ourselves in a way that is genuine to us so that we can express ourselves in a wholesome and positive way. So that's what we're going to do with this practice. It's going to be flowy. We're going to be moving lots. Make sure that you move mindfully. Listen to your body. Listen to your feelings. And know that it's okay to not feel okay, but apply the wisdom that comes with these feelings. So we're going to start in your child's pose. Toes touch. Knees wide. Reach your arms forward. Let your head rest. So Swadhisthana is represented by the color orange. And because it's down in our pelvis, we want to be breathing the energy down. And you'll find that these lower chakras are all about tapping into more of the physical sensations of life. So here we're tapping into our feelings. Notice how you're feeling right now, your energy. Breathe in and breathe out, allowing this energy to flow through you. Try not to control your feelings today, but also try not to get lost in them. So we use our first chakra, Muladhara, to be grounded so that as we reach into Swadhisthana, our feelings, we can use them as guidance. On your next inhale, let's shift forward. Keep your child's pose legs. So you'll see that my toes are still together. Knees are wide. You might even go a little bit wider through your knees since we will be working in our pelvis a lot today. Shoulders over palms. And I'll lean a little bit farther forward. Exhale, Child's Chaturanga. Come down halfway. Elbows into ribs. Try not to dip your shoulders any lower than your elbows. And now press yourself up. So this is all about technique to start with. And then exhale, sink back to your child's pose. Maybe you adjust your arms a little bit. And now roll yourself forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. And now press yourself up. Exhale, move back. Keep doing this 8 more times. So inhale, shift you forward through the heart. Exhale, take you down with control. Inhale, up. And exhale, back. Keep moving with your breath. Going with the flow. So today isn't really about the postures themselves, but it's about how we're moving in and out of the postures. Can you move smoothly? Can you get rid of the edges, the roughness? Moving with our breath. 4. If you want a little bit more challenge, lift your heels as you come halfway down. 3. 2. And 1. And now press yourself up. Sink back into your child's pose. Take a second just to feel it. Hopefully hips are starting to open up a little bit more. We've got some heat moving for our body. That's why I like to think of lava with Swadhisthana, a flowing warmth moving through our body. And now come up into your normal tabletop. Good. And then make sure that you try to stay between your thumbs. So we don't want to be coming outside of our hands at all. We're going to now extend your right leg back. Be really active through this leg. Try to keep your pinky toe from turning sideways. Really draw in your inner thighs. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, we're going to do a fire hydrant. So we're going to draw our knee to our shoulder. Now our foot does turn sideways. And now extend back. Exhale, fire hydrant, round 2, opening up our hip. Inhale back. Exhale, fire hydrant. Can you guess why we call it that? Pausing here. And now can you extend your right leg to the right? Exhale, bend your right knee. And now extend your right leg back. Last time, exhale, fire hydrant, come out sideways. And now extend your foot and start to make circles. 10, 9, 8 little circles, 7, 6, point through your foot, 4, 3, 2, pause, flex the foot, place your foot down beside you. Now, you might go a little bit wider through your stance if your hips are open, but we want to keep our foot parallel with the mat. So pinky toe is really sealing down to the mat. We're going to now lean forward, and on your exhale, you're going to sink back towards your left heel. Inhale forward, and exhale back. Like I said, if you don't feel it that much, go a little bit wider through your pelvis. Inhale forward, exhale back. Keep moving like this, forward and back, just like the tide in the ocean. We push and we pull. Every time you exhale, see if you can come down a little bit lower. Eventually your head to the mat. We'll do 3, 2, last time, 1. We're gonna pause, leaning back. Try to keep the pinky edge of your foot down. So you see mine starting to peel up. I'm just gonna shorten my stance so I can keep that foot down. Maybe you can relax your head down to the mat. Taking some deep breaths into your right inner thigh, into your hips. Your hips are supposed to be one of the most flexible areas in your body, but due to bad habits like chairs, sitting at the desk at work, sitting in the car, our hips can get really stiff, really frozen. So Swadhisthana is all about expressing ourselves. We have to move our body. We have to play with our body if we want it to stay mobile. Lean forward. Adjust your hips however you need. Keep your foot flat. Pull your foot and your knee together. Come onto your fingertips. Think about zipping up your jeans. Zip up your core. Not my arms, not momentum, but just core lifts me up. And I'll reach your arms up nice and high. Then exhale, half moon, left arm up and over to the right leg. Keep the foot flat. If your foot's turning sideways, you're going over too quickly. Deep breaths. Think height before depth. Soften the ribs. Maybe you look up. And now rise up. And exhale, release your hands down. Tabletop position. Just shake out your hips. Do what you gotta do. Awesome. Let's extend your left foot back. So remember, you wanna be between your thumbs. Left leg is really active. And when our leg is behind us, try to keep the pinky toe turning down. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, left knee, left shoulder, fire hydrant. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, fire hydrant, open up your left hip. Inhale back. Exhale, fire hydrant, pause. Inhale, extend your left leg to the left, really long. Exhale, bend your left knee. Inhale, extend your left leg back. Last time, exhale, left knee, left shoulder. Inhale, extend your left foot, little circles, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, feel the burn, 4, 3, 2, flex your foot, place your foot down beside you. Good. With your foot down beside you, make sure that you have the outside edge of your foot sealed to the mat. Maybe you go wider through your hips. And we're going to inhale, lean forward. We're going to exhale, lean back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Starting to work into our left inner thigh. Move with your breath, pushing and pulling, just like an ocean wave. Filling up, and then emptying. Maybe you can start to sink down a little bit lower. Once again, listen to how your body feels. So your body gives you warnings through your feelings. You'll know when to back off and when to push a little bit farther. Last 3, 2, and last 1, pause. Try to relax. Keep your left foot sealed to the mat. Notice the difference between your legs. Steady breaths in and out through the nose. Rise up. Adjust your hips if you need, foot in line with your knee. Come onto your fingertips, use your core, rise up to gate pose. Reach your right arm high. Exhale, half moon over to the left. Work with what you got. Some of us are a little bit more flexible, some of us a little bit tighter. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, what anybody else is thinking. This is about expressing yourself in a positive way. So finding your breath, any little add-ons you want to do today, add them on. Be intuitive. Feel your way through this practice. One more breath in. Deep breath out. Rise up. Exhale, hands down softly. Tabletop position. Shake it out. Loosen up. And we'll come into our first downward facing dog. Reach your heels for the mat. Pedal out your knees a little bit. Shake out your hair. Shrug out your shoulders. Do whatever you got to do just to get some blood moving through your body. Good. Now you might watch me the first time I do this. This is one of my favorite things to do. So we're going to inhale, lift our heels. I'm going to exhale, bend my knees. I'm going to look forward. That's key. And I'm going to hop my feet outside of my hands for my malasana, my frog squat. Now, it's not about how high I went. It's about how softly I landed. So it might just be the littlest of hops. I'm going to inhale, reach my arms up high. I'm going to exhale, plant my hands, and I'm going to hop back. So we're going to do this for about 10 seconds. Try to land softly. Try to land your heels outside of your hands. So inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look forward, hop up. Malasana. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, hands down. Hop back. 10. Inhale. Exhale, hop. Inhale. Exhale, hop back. 9. Inhale. Exhale, hop forward. Inhale. Exhale, hop back. 8. Go at your own pace. If you need to take a break, take a break. Move smoothly, really press through your hands. Try to keep your hips nice and open. Maybe you just spring in and out of it. It should be about halfway there. It's okay if you don't do 10 reps. It's okay if you do 20 reps. You do the amount that's good for you. Alrighty, we're gonna meet in our malasana, in our frog squat. So adjust yourself. Maybe your shirt got all weird on you like me. That's okay. Make sure that your heels are down on the mat. That's key. If you have a hard time putting your heels down, maybe getting a towel or rolling up your mat, but we are gonna be here a lot today, so practice makes perfect. I used to hate this pose. Whenever a teacher put me in it, I literally thought about leaving. Now I just find myself texting in it. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So let's see if we can wedge your knees open with your elbows. Hands to heart. Close your eyes, find your breath. Maybe you set an intention here, a purpose for your practice. Swadhisthana is all about finding the sweetness of life. Maybe you think about something you're grateful for, or a sweet memory, a sweet feeling. It's all about expressing our emotions. So maybe there's something that you've been hiding, holding back, haven't dealt with yet. Can you bring it up to the surface and allow it to clear out? Just like water that's been blocked, we want to allow our energy to flow. Sometimes that means having to deal with whatever mucked it up. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Eyes open. Hands down, hips up, wide leg forward fold. So not quite prasarita, a little bit shorter. Feet should be on your mat. Really press down through your palms, even if you have to bend your knees. Wrap your elbows in. And now lift your heels. 3 options. Option 1 is hop. Option 2 is slide. Option 3 is press. We're gonna lean forward and we're gonna draw our feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold completely. Inhale, reach up, rise up and over. Exhale, back bend, cactus your arms, press your hips forward. Inhale, reach up. Like a waterfall, exhale, fold, be really expressive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ball squat, sit down to your heels. Now this is where we're gonna get a little bit different. So guys, you might have to adjust your shorts here because we're gonna open up our pelvis, knees as wide as they can go. Heels want to be right underneath your tailbone. Let's see if we can take your hands to your heart center, finding some balance. Find some deep breaths, relax the shoulders. Good, once you found your sweet spot, release your hands. Floating frog is like the simplest inversion. We're gonna clamp our legs outside of our arms and really be outside of your arms. Bend your elbows. The more you squeeze your legs to your arms, the easier it gets to start floating your feet off the mat. Good, come back down to your feet. Maybe you try it again. You can step, walk, or maybe you float. Maybe you belly flop to your chaturanga. If you're floating, looking forward definitely helps. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. Have some fun. If you belly flop, laugh it off. You know, Swadhisthana is all about playing with life, being a little bit sillier. It really balances out our Muladhara. All right, frog hops round 2, so I got a little challenge. If you're a happy frog and you know it, I want you to clap your feet on the way up to your frog squat. Inhale, lift your arms, and exhale, hop back to your down dog. And we're gonna do this for 10 seconds, so as many or as few as you want. See how many claps you can get, but try not to go over your hands, okay? Let's hop back. We're starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, remember to breathe. 5, clap those feet. 4, 3, 2, 1, frog squat lightly. Good. Stand up tall. So that's a great way of getting more comfortable with coming into handstand. It's not so much about rocketing yourself into handstand, but finding that sweet spot where you can lift yourself up. So, knees are wide. We're gonna plant your right hand down. We're gonna inhale, lift your left hand high. Expanding frog. Take a deep breath into your hand. Exhale, take it behind your back, half bind. Try to stay on your heels rather than your toes. Try not to lean over to one side or the other, but be neutral. Open your chest. And now lift the left arm high. Exhale, hands to heart. Notice if you hunch down, sit up tall. Left hand down, and now right arm high. Good, take your half bind, hand behind your back. Try to lift out of your pelvis. Long spine, sink down through your tail. Deep breaths. And now reach your right arm high. Exhale, hands to heart. Deep breath in. And exhale, wide leg forward fold. Good, plant your hands. And now lift your heels. Exhale, hop, slide, or float your feet together. And now halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And now reach up and over, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, back bend, express yourself. You know, reach up. And then exhale, fold with a little bit of style. You know, halfway lift. Exhale, ball squat, sit down into your heels. Knees come wide. Eventually we'll get the bottoms of our feet flat together. Hands might come to heart. Relax. This is all about trusting, opening ourselves up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands down. Floating frog, so we're gonna clamp our legs to the outside of our arms, and the more you squeeze, the easier it is for your elbows to wrap in. Lean forward, look forward, maybe you face plant. Floating frog, and then step, walk, or float it back. Chaturanga. We all meet back in down dog. So we're gonna do this one last time. Maybe you feel confident enough in your frog hops to start adding the extra oomph to get you upside down. Don't come into your full handstand. If you do come up, try to come into a diamond, feet together, knees wide. So we're gonna now lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop up, maybe you clap your feet, maybe you find that diamond stand, and then land softly at the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up, and then exhale, hop it back, and you get 10 seconds to do as many or as few as you need. So you can begin now. Sometimes we don't need to do all of it. Sometimes we just need a break. That's just as good, okay? So you go at your own pace. We're already about halfway there. Remember to lift your arms when you land in your frog. Good, and we'll all meet in our frog squat on your next landing. Hopefully by now your hips hips are feeling really open, you're getting comfortable here. If not, practice makes perfect. The more time you spend in a squat, the easier it gets. So we're gonna plant your right hand. We're gonna now lift your left hand, exhale left hand behind your back. Now this is layer one. If you're struggling here, stay here obviously. But maybe you're open enough to take your right arm around your shin to grab your left hand for a bind. Peel back the left shoulder, look up. Breathe deep. It's okay if you can't reach your hand, maybe it's your pants or your shirt. Do the best you can. Try to stay in your heels, lift your head. Deep breath in, and exhale, release the bind. Hands to heart center. Sit up tall, relax. Left hand down, right hand high. Exhale, right hand behind your back, half bind. Optional for the full bind, left arm around your shin to grab your own hand. Gaze up, sink down, breathe deep, relax. Try to find the sweetness. Maybe it's in your breath, your heartbeat. Maybe it's in your sweat. Maybe it's that sweetness coming for you in Shavasana. Release your arms, hands to heart. Last time we'll be here till the very end of class. Deep breath in, and exhale, wide leg, forward fold. All right, last time to try it. Inhale, lift your heels, come onto your tip toes. Exhale, hop, slide, or lean so far forward that your feet naturally float together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up and over, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, back bend, make it feel good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, trickle down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to your ball squat. So also our last time. Yeah, see how wide you can open up your pelvis. Hands to heart. So if anyone would like a challenge, I'm not really gonna demo because I don't feel like falling over, but maybe you do. It's all about having fun, right? Maybe you try taking your right foot on top of your left heel and finding your hands to heart center. Here you go, maybe I'll try it. It's all about having fun, so eventually we find our balance. When you've had enough playtime with that, hands come down. If you do get it, tag me in your Insta photo, okay? Clamp your legs outside of your arms. Elbows bend, look forward. Frog squat malasana. Maybe you try to expand your legs out nice and wide. Good step walk or float it back. Chaturanga, we all meet back. And down dog. All right, now we've got the heat moving through our body, especially through our hips and our pelvis. We're gonna inhale, lift your right leg high. And on your exhale, I want you to scorpion your leg, bend your right knee. Try to face it up at the ceiling. If you need to shake it, circle it, wiggle it, you do whatever you gotta do. Inhale, extend your right leg. Then on your exhale, we're gonna cross your right knee to your left elbow. Extend the bottom leg, your right leg. Take a seat. We're gonna sweep your arms in front of your toes. Try to fold. Plant your left hand behind you. Inhale, wild thing. Pick yourself up. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, falling triangle. Exhale, sink and sweep, really reach for it. Inhale, wild thing. Be smooth. Exhale, really reach in front of your toes. Inhale, falling triangle. Last round. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, wild thing. Exhale, sink and sweep. Back to the start, falling triangle. Plant your left hand. Inhale, right leg high, three-legged dog. And on your exhale, step between your hands. Drop your back knee. Sit up nice and tall. Take your hands onto your right thigh. Deep breath in. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, sink forward or crescent moon. So we really try to press our pelvis forward. And I'll reach your arms up high. Then exhale, back bend. Dig into your shoulder blades. Elbows try to touch behind you. Inhale, reach up, receive something. Then exhale, give it back. Breathe deep. 2 more. Last time. Inhale, sit up tall. Hands come down. Pick up your back knee and plant your left heel. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Square your hips, lunge your front knee, plant your back heel. Now, if you have a hard time with your flexibility, You can keep this front knee bent. Maybe you have blocks to use or any other kind of props that might be helpful. Reach your arms up nice and high. On your exhale, pyramid, fold over your right leg. So we're extending our right leg. And then, sweep back up, warrior one, little back bend. Exhale to your pyramid, lead with your heart. One more time, warrior one. And then exhale to your pyramid. And we're gonna pause here for a few breaths. Think, aim your heart forward rather than just down. Keep your back heel planted, pull your right hip back. Deep breaths into your spine, your lower back. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Open up your hips. I'll turn around to face you guys. Good, front knee over the ankle, back heel planted. And because we're all about the hips today, try to sink a little bit lower than normal. Extend your arms. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, triangle, extend your front leg, similar to what we were doing in warrior one and pyramid. Inhale, reverse, bend your front knee, reach up. Exhale, triangle, extend up and over. One more time, inhale, reverse. Remember, be expressive. Exhale, triangle, Trikonasana. Press your pelvis forward. Pull your heart back. Maybe Utthita, top arm over your ear if it feels okay. Deep breaths. One more breath in. And on your exhale, just pivot to your center, wide leg, forward fold, Prasarita. Good, so come onto your hands, wrap your elbows in, and then just start to bend your right knee, and then your left knee. And do this side to side. See how low your bum can go. Okay, let's bend your right knee and sink down towards your heel, Skandasana. So if you need to have your heel lifted, that's okay. If you need to have your butt lifted, that's okay. But eventually we'll have a flat heel, hands to heart. I like to point and then flex my left toes just to get a little bit more motion in my left hamstring. Take a deep breath in, hands down. Exhale, switch sides. Same thing here. Point, flex, circle. Hands can be down, hands can be to heart. Maybe you want to expand your arms. Deep breath in, hands down. Exhale, switch sides. Just putting lots of heat in our hamstrings. Breathe in, exhale, switch. Breathe in, exhale, switch. And then inhale back to our center, Prasarita, wide leg forward fold. Maybe you reach for the outside edges of your ankles. Maybe hands through your legs. Maybe head to the floor. Let's take your hands to your hips. Rise up nice and tall. And then exhale, hug your heels in for our goddess pose or horse squat. Maybe you're a horse goddess or goddess horse, whatever you feel like being today, express yourself, right? So we want our hips low, knees in the same position as our toes. Hands go to your hips, to your heart, but if you're feeling so good, reach your arms up nice and high. Let's now lift your right heel, exhale, drop it. Now lift your left heel, exhale, drop it. Right, exhale, left, exhale. Right, exhale, left, exhale. Both heels. Sink down. Find some sweetness. Maybe it's not in your body. Maybe it's not in your mind, but I guarantee it's in your heart. Connect to that place. Breathe in, breathe out, sink. Sit up tall. Whew. Warrior two, facing forward. So right knee's bent, left leg's long. Reach forward through your right hand. Exhale, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. If you have a hard time with this balance, left hand to your hip. If you have an easy time with this balance, right hand to your heart. Open up the hip. See how high you can lift your left leg. Deep breaths. Warrior two. Exhale, Chaturanga Vinyasa. Take your time. Downward facing dog. Just reset, take a few breaths. Shake out, sip of water if you need it. Awesome. Lift your left leg high. Exhale, scorpion your leg. Bend your left knee, shake it, circle it, wiggle it. Try to point your knee at the ceiling. And now extend your left leg. Exhale, left knee crosses over to your right elbow, pause. And now extend the left leg, take a seat. We're gonna sweep our hands in front of our toes. We're gonna plant your right hand behind you. In a wild thing, pick up your hips. Exhale, sink and sweep. In a falling triangle. Exhale, sink and sweep, really reach for it. In a wild thing. Exhale, sink and sweep. Falling triangle, last round. Exhale, sink and sweep. Inhale, wild thing. And exhale, sink and sweep, reach for it. Inhale, falling triangle. Right hand down. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step lightly between your hands. Drop your right knee. Sit up nice and tall, adjust yourself. Good. On your exhale, sink forward, pelvis forward, shoulders back. Once you feel comfortable here, reach your arms up nice and high. And then exhale, back bend 5 times. Maybe close your eyes, just feel the energy moving in and out of you. 2. Last one, make it feel so good. And now sit up tall. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Pick up your back knee, plant the right heel. In our warrior 1. So we want to square our hips, lunge your front knee, plant the back heel. And now reach your arms up nice and high. On your exhale, pyramid, extend your left leg as you reach your heart up and over it. You can keep your knee bent. In our warrior 1, reach up, little back bend. Exhale, pyramid. Last time in our warrior 1. And then exhale to your pyramid pose. And we get to pause here. Work with your flexibility. So if you need props, grab them. Fingertips, eventually palms will come down. Try not to lock out your left knee, but really press down through your back heel. In our warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Open up your hips. Sink a little bit lower than you're used to. Make sure the front knee is dead center, not caving in or caving out. Arms long. And now reverse your warrior, be expressive. Exhale, triangle, extend the front leg, reach over it. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale, Virabhadrasana, reversed. And then exhale, triangle pose. Stay here. Any expression. Maybe you want to take peace finger to your big toe. Press your pelvis forward. Deep breath in. And then exhale, sweep the right arm down. Pivot to your center. Wide leg. Forward fold. Prasarita. Good. Keep your arms underneath the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bend your right knee. Sink down to your hip. In out of center. Exhale, bend your left knee and do the side to side until you feel comfortable enough to come into your Skandasana round 2. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit more open. Hands can be to heart. Expand your arms. Maybe you're ready for a little bind, a little challenge with your arms. Deep breath in, hands down. Exhale, switch sides. Same options on this side. So try to sink your tail while lifting your head. Maybe you bind. Maybe you expand. Maybe you just connect. Hands down. Deep breath in. Exhale, switch sides. Exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Last time, exhale, switch. And then we'll come back to our center, Prasarita. Take a second to fold a little bit deeper. Really lean into your toes. Hands can be behind you. Maybe you bind your hands behind your back. Peace fingers, your big toes. Be intuitive. What would feel really good here? Hands to hips. Rise up. Exhale, goddess pose, horse squat. Sink down. Pelvis should really start to be feeling open now. Take your hands to your knees. And just shoulder dip, right shoulder, Left shoulder should feel really good. Right and left. Dig in, try to keep sinking your pelvis. Awesome. And now rise up to standing. Exhale, warrior two. Facing forward, left knee bent, right leg behind you. And now reach forward, softly exhale, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So hand might be on the floor, hand can be on your hip. Challenge, bottom hand to your heart. Find stability, lift that right leg as high as it can go. And then softly, in a warrior two, exhale, chaturanga. Take your hands down, take your time. Now up dog. Exhale, we meet back in child's pose for 5 breaths. Feel the energy moving through you. Know that it's okay to not feel okay. I call our hips the emotional dumping grounds because often when we get stretchy in our hips, we feel really uncomfortable. I find it harder to stretch than to strengthen. That's because we have to get rid of the blocks. We have to get rid of the stresses, the anxieties, the fears. Come up onto your hands, take a seat. We're going to start with wide legs. So emotions translate to energy in motion. And there's only 2 directions for your energy to go. It either gets expressed or it gets repressed. That's why yoga and all types of movements are so healthy for you. Maybe it's not yoga that you connect to, but it could be artwork, singing, dancing, whatever it is that makes you feel alive. This makes me feel alive. Hey, right hand outside of your right leg, left hand to the inside of your right leg. Try to be equal in both hands. Take a deep breath in, point your toes, and then exhale, lift your butt for 5. Inhale, sit down. And exhale, lift 4. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift 3. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift 2. Inhale, down. Last time, exhale, lift. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a seat. Good. Switch sides. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift your butt. 5. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift 4. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift 3. Notice how I lean forward. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift 2. Last time. Exhale, lift for 5, 4. Press 3, 2, 1. Take a seat. Fold in half. Take a few breaths. Feel the energy, the heat moving through you. Keep it under control. So, sometimes our emotions get overwhelming, especially if we've been repressed, and they come up like a volcano, they erupt. I think we've all had those moments, and usually they do more harm than good. We want to express our emotions in a positive way. That's a big part of Swadhisthana. Learning how to express our emotions, maybe that's with your family or with your partner, maybe it's at school or at work. And how could you release any of those negative emotions in a more positive way? Rise up. Good. Now we're going to keep our hands to center. If you have to come onto fingertips, that's okay. If you lean back, that's going to naturally happen, but try to lean yourself forward. Point your toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift your legs. 10. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift your legs. 9. Inhale. Exhale, lift. 8. 7. 6, press through your palms. 5, halfway there. 4. 3, really press through the shoulders. 2. Last one, hold it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You can do this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a break. Shake out your legs. You're gonna feel a little bit of tightness. We're working on our psoas here. So sometimes it starts to spasm. If you do get a cramp, just shake out, take a little walk, a sip of water. Odds are you haven't been using these muscles. So we all have to start somewhere. Flowers don't just instantly bloom. It takes a little work. You have to work your way through the soil, through the roots, reach up through the mud, just like the lotus, then you bloom. And I'll sit up tall, last little core work, then we'll get back into our flow. Hands down, point your toes, deep breath in, exhale, lift your legs, make some circles, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, stick with it, 3, 2, switch directions, 10, 9, 8, 7, extend your legs, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take a seat, shake out your legs, I'm feeling the burn, fold, deep breaths, maybe hands to your heels if you're comfortable, head to the floor. Once your heartbeat has slowed, sit up tall, cross your legs, tabletop, shake out however you need to move to make your hips, your pelvis feel okay. And we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, scorpion your leg. Come onto your right fingertips. Try to do this softly. Flip your dog. Step your right foot up and over. Good, so hips up, heart up. Maybe you lift your right heel up. Maybe you hover your right foot up. Staying in our back bend. With control, in a three-legged dog, right leg high. And on your exhale, step outside of your right hand, lizard lunge. Shake out your hips a little bit. Get a little bit more mobile. Plant your left hand under your heart. Now lift your right hand high. Exhale, roll into the outside edges of your feet, horizon lunge. Think about a sunset, reach back and down. Now think about sunrise, and I'll reach up and over. Exhale, sunset. Inhale, sunrise. Exhale, sunset. Last time, inhale, sunrise. Exhale, sunset. Stay here. So, this is either horizon lunge or sexy pose. Just depends how you feel, right? Hips will eventually sit down to the floor. Open your chest, and it's okay if you don't feel sexy here. I don't really feel sexy here, but hey, maybe you do. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, hands down to the inside of your right leg, lizard lunge. If you need a break, just take your normal runner's lunge. But maybe you're ready to go a little bit deeper. Right arm comes underneath your right leg, backpacking the knee onto the shoulder. This is layer 1. Layer 2, walk your fingertips back. Layer 3, fly the arms. Final layer is our bound lizard. Left hand grabs your right hand. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands. Inversion time. So we're going to come into a hurdler's pose or our Kundanyasana. So if you're new to this, move your hands closer together so that left elbow can come under your belly or ribs. We're going to let the right arm hang out wide. Right knee hugs the shoulder. I'm going to let my right leg hang out wide as I come halfway down. Then all I need to do is lean forward for my left leg to come up. So it's just wrist flexibility for the liftoff. But if you have a little extra core work, lift your left leg high. Maybe you straighten that right leg. Deep breaths. We'll come down. And then just pivot to your left. Wide leg, forward fold. Take some deep breaths here. Sit up tall. And then on your exhale, Skandasana. Awesome. So that's probably about our 15th to 20th time here. Maybe you're ready for a little bit more hip mobility. See if you can sit your butt down. Drop your right knee in. Lift your right knee up. Pick your butt up. No hands. Try to switch sides. Good. See if you can sit down lightly. Left knee in. Left knee up. There's always a hard side. So if it doesn't quite work, use your hand to pick yourself up. Try this a couple times. See how smoothly you can get at it? And sometimes it just takes a little bit of practice to find the fruits of your effort, okay? So one more each side. And if you're just doing your normal Skandasana, know that eventually you'll find this flexibility, because if I can find it, you can find it. Prasarita, wide leg forward fold. Let's walk our hand towards your right leg. Low lunge. Find stability from your core in a crescent lunge. Find a low center of gravity, right knee bent, tail tucked. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Like you're pushing water, exhale, hands behind you. Inhale, arrow, reach forward, just forward, not up. Exhale, back bend, try to touch your elbows behind you. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. Be really intuitive. Inhale, exhale. One more. Biggest exhale, lightly. Inhale, warrior three. Pick up your back foot. Left leg's lifted. Good, maybe you take your hands to your heart. Inhale, rise up, left knee to your chest. Find stability. Figure four, left foot to your right knee. Sink your hips. Flex your foot. Deep breaths. Relax your shoulders. See how low you can sink. Maybe elbows to your shins. Maybe hands to your ankle. But if you are feeling it, maybe hands down to the mat. You'll see I really flex my left foot outside of my right arm. Maybe you extend your right leg for your Galavasana, our flying pigeon pose. Once again, it's a lot of wrist flexibility for that. All right, let's inhale back up to standing, slow and steady. Left knee to your chest. Good. So you might start with your hands to your hips. Relax, find your breath. It's more important your bottom leg is straight than your top leg. Let's take your left peace finger to your left big toe. Good, inhale, big toe pose, extend your left leg forward. Try to roll your shoulder blades back. If you feel balance, lift your top hand high. Now let's try to open up your hip. Gaze over your right shoulder, leg to the left. Grab a knee if you have to. Inhale back to center. Keep your leg lifted, no hands. Deep breath in, smoothly exhale, standing splits. Try to keep your left leg straight as you come down. Now take a deep breath in. On your exhale, we're gonna cross your left knee behind your right knee for a cosmic curtsy. And I'll extend the left leg high. Exhale, left knee crosses behind your right, squeeze in tight. Inhale, standing split, left leg high. Exhale, left knee behind your right knee, maybe no hands now. Inhale, up for two. Exhale, cosmic curtsy. Last time, inhale, up for one. Exhale, cosmic curtsy, pause, left hand down, left leg wide to the right. You'll see I'm on the blade edge of my foot. Right knee's bent a lot. Inhale, lift the right hand. If you need, you can put that right hand down, but we're gonna step up and over to our falling triangle, right foot to the back of the mat. Good, inhale, three-legged dog. Left leg high. And let's do the other side, exhale, scorpion. See if you can come onto your left fingertips and flip your dog. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Maybe lift your left heel. Maybe you try just floating that left foot a little bit. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, step outside of your left hand for our lizard lunge. Shake out your hips. Plant your right hand under your heart. Inhale, reach your left hand high. Exhale, horizon lunge. Think sunset, reach down and back. Inhale, sunrise, reach up and over. Exhale, sunset, reach down and back. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, down and back. Last round, inhale, up and over. Exhale, down and back. See how low you can go. Right arm's really supportive. Hip is opening. You should feel this in your glutes. Inhale, reach up and over. Back to our lizard lunge. So if you need that break, if you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, runner's lunge, just drop your back knee, come down to your forearms. But if you feel it, left arm comes under your left leg. Maybe crawl the fingertips back. You can fly the arms, maybe bind your right hand to your left hand behind your back. Find the balance between effort and ease. Find deep breaths. Release your hands. Good, a little inversion if you want it. If you don't, take a sip of water, take a break, right? Hurdler's pose, Kundanyasana. So you can see a little bit better if you're newer to this. You can always drop your back knee. I want to hook my right arm underneath my ribs or belly. Eventually you'll just be on that left arm, but you might not have the strength for that support yet. So I take my hands a little bit closer together. I let my left leg hang out wide. I'm still on my back knee. Right elbow hooks under my belly, and then maybe I just tip forward. Your face might even touch the mat. that's okay. Eventually you find that sweet spot. So coming into our hurdler's pose, maybe you lift your back foot high, extend your front leg. Good, come down, pivot to the right. Wide leg, forward fold, prasarita. So we've done a lot of options here. Maybe you want the option just to sit still and breathe. Maybe you want to play with your hip mobility, skandasana. For those of you who love handstands, I love my handstands, maybe you try out your little diamond stand again. So think about that frog hop. We want to be really drawing in our lower core, your mula bandha, so squeezing your bathroom muscles. So we gaze forward, lift your heels, bend your knees, little hop, feet come together, do little claps until you find that sweet spot. And you'll know where that sweet spot is because you'll feel it. Trust that feeling. So it's not too much of a jump, it's just the littlest of hops to find your sweet spot. You'll see my shoulders are over my fingertips. I press through my knuckles. Feet are squeezing together to activate that mula bandha. Breathe. Come down softly. Good. Let's walk our hands towards our left leg in our crescent lunge. Whew. Getting sweaty. That means it's working, right? The more heat we have in our body, the easier it is to open it up. And now reach your arms up. Exhale, push the water behind you. And now pull it forward. Exhale, back bend, open yourself up. Inhale, receive. Exhale, give. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more. Last time. Exhale, softly. Inhale, warrior 3. Float your right foot up. Hands to heart. Inhale, right knee to your chest. Good. Figure 4, right foot to your left knee. Sink your hips. So this is layer 1. Remember last week, Muladhara? It's the most important phase, step 1. Don't underestimate step 1. But maybe you're ready for step 2, elbows to shins. Maybe hands around your ankle. Or if you want to try that flying pigeon, bend your left knee, come onto your hands. Really flex the left foot outside of your right arm, left arm. Maybe you extend that left leg back. Whew, guys, this is not easy to talk in postures like that. Rise up. Hands to hips. Remember, bottom leg is more important to be straight. Peace fingers come to your big toe. Sit up tall. And now extend your right leg forward, big toe pose. When you feel balanced, lift your left arm high. Deep breaths, relax. Let's see if we can open up. Leg to the right, gaze to the left. Can you trust your body? Trust your feelings. And now back to center. Here's the hard part, no hands. Keep extending up. Deep breath in. Exhale, standing split smoothly. Hands come down, right leg comes high. Good, take a deep breath in. Exhale, right knee behind your left knee, cosmic curtsy, sink down low. And now lift up, standing split. Exhale, cosmic curtsy. Inhale up. Exhale, take your curtsy. Maybe you remove your hands. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, cosmic curtsy. Last time, inhale, standing split. Exhale, cosmic curtsy. Pause here. Extend your right leg to the left. Plant the right hand. Inhale, lift your left hand. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can you step your left foot up and over to the back of the mat? Falling triangle. And we'll all meet in our down dog. Take a few breaths. So I want you to visualize your inner frog. Maybe you're green, maybe you're red, maybe you're yellow, whatever it is. Get hoppy, and I'll lift your heels. So bend your knees, look forward. Maybe you clap your feet on the way there. Frog squat, here we are. So sit up tall. Hopefully it's feeling so good. This posture went from being horrible to sweet. And that's kind of what Swadhisthana wants us to do with our emotions. Learn from them so that we can accept them and grow from them. So If you have a hard time in frog squat, stay here. Just practice this pose, layer one, right? But maybe you're ready for advancing. Now lift your right arm high. Exhale, right hand behind your back. Take your left arm underneath your knee. So I'll give you a little view from the side. Don't go under your bum, that's no fun. Go under your knee, see if you can reach that right hand. If you grab the right hand, then step your free leg as close to your bound leg as possible. Lift your bound heel, use your gaze, rise up. Once you're up, maybe try to point your left toes for your bird of paradise. Take as much time as you need to practice. Come down, take a break, a sip of water. Know that one side is always easier than the other. So we'll try the other side. This time right hand down, left hand high, left hand behind your back, right arm underneath your right knee, grab your left hand, step your left leg closer to your right foot. Right heel up, rise up slow and steady. Once you're up, maybe you point through the right toes, and then come back down, frog, squat, malasana. Find your breath, come onto your hands, drop your knees. I would recommend you turn sideways on your mat, kind of like how I'm on my mat. If you have sensitive knees, if you have two mats, double it up. You can fold your mat or grab a blanket for this, okay? This is called prone frog, so we're gonna be here for about 3 minutes. Do your best to stay with it, breathe through it, and you're gonna be forced to sit with your emotions. Try not to hide them, try not to run away from them, but be with them. So knees come as wide as they can go. Where we really get the stretch is our heels come wider than our knees. But try to relax, try to breathe. We live in a society where everyone likes to pretend they have it all together, that everything's perfect. We like to hide our troubles, our sorrows, our fears, our traumas. And so we're left feeling pretty miserable and isolated, alone, because we think everybody else has it so perfectly together when we don't. And the truth is, we all struggle. We all feel this. None of us is living a perfect life. And that's kind of the nice thing about it. That's the sweetness to life, is that it's impermanent. As we breathe through this discomfort, we know that everybody else is feeling this discomfort. But we have this chance to move through it and to find the good in it. This discomfort leads us to a place that we need to be rather than we want to be. And eventually this place of discomfort is transformed into a place of peace. And that's one of the main reasons for yoga and meditation, is not to change the outward circumstances, but to change our inner circumstances. So as you sit here with yourself, can you change the way you feel? Even though your body's feeling a little upset about being here, a little uncomfortable, can you find some gratitude? Can you find a place that is feeling good? Or can you find acceptance for not feeling okay? We'll take about 5 more breaths here. Maybe your heels go a little bit wider. We'll gently pick ourselves back up. Draw your knees in softly, shake out your hips. First time I did that posture, my teacher made me do it for 5 minutes. I had a couple tears come out, and that's okay, better out than in. We're gonna roll onto your back. Give yourself a well-deserved hug, knees into your chest. Maybe circle out your knees a little bit. All right, draw your right knee to your chest, slide your left foot forward, deep breath in, Exhale, supine twist, right knee up and over to your left. Look over your right shoulder. Just relax. Take some deep cleansing breaths. This is where we're gonna feel the sweetness. Maybe it's the cool breeze on your skin. Maybe it's the fact that you just get to rest. Inhale back to center, left knee to your chest, slide your right foot forward, deep breath in. Exhale, supine twist. Inhale back to center. And of course, the most Swadhisthana pose we have, happy baby pose. So you can either grab behind your knees, peace fingers to your big toes, or the outside edges of your feet, and then just express yourself any way that feels comfortable for you. There's no rules, no expectations, no judgments. How do you want to express your body right now? Finally, we're going to draw our feet together and down to the mat for Supta Baddha Konasana. If this isn't comfortable on your hips, then just take regular Shavasana. Hands might come down onto your pelvis or maybe up beside you. Tuck your chin, close your eyes, find your breath. I encourage you to stay here just a little bit longer, breathing into your body. So Swadhisthana is all about expressing ourselves, opening ourselves up. It's about reaching out of ourselves into everyone else in our life in a positive way. Whether this is through yoga, art, poetry, music, or dance, how do you express yourself? And are you hiding yourself? Can you allow yourself to get a little bit more vulnerable and a little bit more open? We send this energy down into our pelvis because it's where we create life. This is the place that many of us are ashamed of, many of us are awkward about, many of us abuse. But this can be a place of beauty, a place where we find life blooming. So maybe you start to take your knees together and draw your knees into your chest, nice big squeeze. You might reach your arms over your head and extend your legs forward. And then slowly coming up to seated meditation with me. Today we're going to take our hands into the lotus position. So your thumb and pinkies together, the rest of your hands spread wide. Take them to your heart center, close your eyes. Find your breath. I'm going to chant the sacred sound of Swadhisthana, which is VAM, V-A-M. I encourage you to join in with me. It's okay if you don't feel open enough to chant with me today. You still get a benefit from hearing it, but it's so much more if you join in with me. We'll take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. Breathe in to prepare. VAM. We'll seal our hands to our heart, finding an attitude of gratitude for our emotions, for the guidance they give us. We take one last deep breath in. And on our exhale, we bow to each other, saluting. Namaste.